How's it going, citizens of the Reject Nation? It is John back here once again for a solo movie reaction, and today I'm very excited because we are going back into my childhood, or at least the childhood I might have had I not missed this movie completely growing up. And it's funny because there are a few Disney movies from around this period of time that for whatever reason I just didn't wind up seeing. It wasn't what I was asking my family to take me to, and it wasn't what they were going to just on their own. So yeah, we're filling in some of the blanks, and I'm very excited today to be checking out The Emperor's New Groove. I've been hearing people talk about this movie for years. I know people love it. I am excited to check it out myself. I only know what I remember about the trailer growing up, so this is going to be a totally fresh experience. So if you would be so kind, please leave a like on this video. Leave me your thoughts on the movie, on anything you want to point out or enlighten me to. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell so you can be notified any and every time something of interest to you drops on the channel. And of course, if you'd like to join me for the complete experience of The Emperor's New Groove, come on over to our Patreon page, patreon.com/TheRealRejects. We're over there. You can sync up with the time code, bring your own copy, watch the full movie alongside me. As well, we have a whole bunch of other shows and movies that have exclusive reaction highlights and watch-alongs included. It's a lot of fun over there. And yeah, if you like this hat, check out our shopzeroedition.com store. And a big old thank you to the Preppa team for dicing up these highlights. And without further ado, let's have ourselves a Disney day.
Well, you'll never believe this, but that llama you're looking at was once a human being.
Oh.
And not just any human being. That guy was an emperor. A rich, powerful ball of charisma. Oh, yeah!
You must have done something, man.
I'm that llama. The name is Kuzco. Emperor Kuzco. I was the world's nicest guy, and they ruined my life for no reason.
I'm sure. Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
There are despots and dictators, political manipulation.
Whoa. We got some Tom Jones right now?
No one has ever been this cool.
Oh. that's a pretty funny gag with the kiss stamp.
No! You threw off my groove.
I'm sorry,
No.
but you've thrown off the Emperor's groove.
No! Jeez. Elder abuse. Yes. Riverdance jokes. I remember when Riverdance jokes were very topical.
Let me show you the people responsible for ruining my life. First, there's Pacha.
Excuse me, I'm here to see Emperor Kuzco. You see,
Oh.
I got this summons.
Inside, up the stairs.
That's definitely a John Goodman.
Oh,
Pardon me, that's mine.
oh, here you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What happened?
Well, I threw off the Emperor's groove.
What?
His groove, the rhythm in which he lives his life, his pattern of behavior. I threw it off, and the Emperor had me thrown out the window.
Oh, dear.
This is Yzma, the Emperor's advisor. Living proof that
Ooh.
Now lately, Yzma's gotten into this bad habit of trying to run the country behind my back. And I'm thinking, that's gotta stop.
It is no concern of mine whether your family has... What was it again?
Food? I'm the Emperor, and you're the Emperor's advisor. Remember that?
But, Your Highness, I was only dealing with meaningless peasant matters.
Whoa.
I may have...
Look at these wrinkles. What is holding this woman together?
This internal monologue is quite wry.
Hey, Kuzco.
Whoa, no touchy. No touchy.
The village leader is here to see you.
Oh, great. Send him in.
God, people did the no touchy things so much when this came out. I remember that.
You mean fired?
How else can I say it? You're being let go, your department is being downsized, you're part of an outplacement. We're going in a different direction, we're not picking up your options.
Oh.
And up, up, up.
I'm okay. I'm fine.
I do love like animated movie grumbling, just like miscellaneous.
My village?
Oh, yeah. You got a pretty sweet little setup there on top of that hill, don't you?
Yeah, my family has lived on that hilltop for the last 6 generations.
Uh-huh.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
When the sun hits that ridge just right, these hills sing.
Well, that settles it.
The hills are alive.
I just needed an insider's opinion before I okayed this spot for my pool.
Your pool?
Booyah! Welcome to Kuzco-topia, my ultimate summer getaway, complete with water slide.
How could he do this to me? Why, I practically raised him. With him out of the way and no heir to the throne, I'll take over and rule the empire. Brilliant! To the secret lab. Pull the lever, Kronk.
Pull the string. Oh, wrong lever. Dang.
How shall I do it?
Damn.
Oh, I know.
This is a really punchy movie.
You know.
Oh, right. The poison for Kuzco. The poison chosen specially to kill Kuzco. Kuzco's poison. Fat poison?
Yes. You drops in his drink, then I'll propose a toast, and he will be dead before dessert.
Dead by dawn.
They're still hot.
Kronk. The Emperor needs his drink.
Right. Oh, right.
Oh, no chill.
A toast to the Emperor. Long live Kuzco.
Tasty.
Oh!
So, what are you gonna do? I mean, you've been around here a long time, and I really mean a long time. I mean, it might be difficult for someone of your age adjusting to life in the private sector. Hey, Kronk!
Private sector.
I don't know. Let's face it, you're no spring chicken. And I mean that in the best possible way.
What? A llama? He's supposed to be dead!
Yeah, weird.
Let me see that vial.
Still think I'm not the victim here? Watch. It gets better.
I'm enjoying
he's doing
the-
his own theme music?
I'm enjoying the sort of wry tone this movie's taken so far. Oh, yep. Don't grow a conscience now, buddy.
Just gonna let him die like that on you.
My shoulder angel.
Don't listen to that guy. He's trying to lead you down the path of righteousness.
Oh my
I'm
God.
gonna lead you down the path that rocks.
Rock!
That's a harp. And that's a dress.
Robe.
Look what I can do.
But what does that have to do with anything?
No. He's got a point.
Never heard Patrick Warburton's voice chipmunked like that. I also like that his devil voice wears hipster glasses. Oh! God! Oh, jeez.
Come on, Crocky. Come on, Crocky. Okay. What do I do? What do I do?
Oh, yeah.
Back, elbow, shoulder. Oh! Hey, you! Hey, you!
Wow. Does remind me how much I miss this animation style in the mainstream. Like, oh, how beautiful.
Dad's home! home.
Aww. Little guys. Oh, dang, another one on the
I
way.
ate a bug today.
Oh, was Mom baking again? Don't tell her I said that.
I heard that.
Someone's not gonna have a fourth kid now. Keep making cracks like that.
Emperor or no emperor, it's called common courtesy.
Honey?
If that were me, I'd march right back there and demand to see him, and you know I would.
Sweetie.
I think you should.
Excuse me, 2 seconds here. I'm the one in the car, remember? This story's about me, not him. Okay, you got it? All right, we're gonna move ahead. Sorry to slow you down.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Of course.
Where'd you come from, little guy?
No touchy.
Demon llama!
Ow!
Jeez.
Emperor Kuzco?
Cha, who do you think you were talking to?
My face, good. My beautiful, beautiful face.
Okay.
I know you're horribly ugly now.
Yzma's got that secret lab. I'll just snap my fingers and order her to change me back. Hey, you. No time to waste. Let's go.
I love his like sea legs. His llama sea legs.
I can't let you go back unless you change your mind and build your summer home somewhere else.
Growing that spine.
I can find my own way back.
I wouldn't recommend it. It's a little dangerous if you don't know the way.
Scary jungle, right?
Oh, a leaf. Oh, it might attack me.
Oh, it's a scary tree.
I'm afraid.
Please never find my way. I'm the Emperor. And as such, I'm born with an innate sense of direction. Okay, where am I?
Some of my favorite animation tropes is the eyes in the bushes.
What do you want?
Good with it?
Oh, for me? Why, I don't know what to say.
Oh! Mean man.
Ow!
What'd that squirrel ever do to you? Panther's Den.
No.
I got the tape.
No, don't.
Give it back.
Oh.
Ha!
Yep. Love that red background too. Very expressive. There's a subtle Tarzan nod in there. Oh yeah.
Don't worry, Your Highness, I gotcha. You're safe now.
Oh.
This is all right. We can figure this out.
I was about to say that you're secure at least, but no. Jeepers.
I don't know about you, but I'm getting all funned out.
Uh-oh.
Don't tell me. We're about to go over a huge waterfall.
Yep.
Sharp rocks at the bottom?
Most likely.
Bring it on.
It's character growth right there.
All right. For the last time, it was not a kiss.
Gay panic.
Whatever you call it.
Llama spit.
Done what I ordered you to do in the first place. We all could have been spared your little kiss of life.
Dang, he is good at that. Oh my.
But now that you're here, you will take me back to the palace.
I just think if you really thought about it, you'd decide to build your home on a different hilltop.
And why would I do that?
You know what? Someday you're going to wind up all alone, and you'll have no one to blame but yourself.
Thanks for that. I'll log that away.
I wonder what the sedition laws are like in this kingdom.
Because unless you change your mind, I'm not taking you back.
No. Pacha.
That we mourn the sudden departure of our beloved prince. Taken from us so tragically on the very eve of his 18th birthday.
Oh, dang.
His legacy will live on in our hearts.
That's a crazy altar, though. Of those skull cauldrons.
Is dead, right? Tell me Kuzco's dead. I need to hear these words.
Do you need to hear all those words exactly?
Oh, no.
If he talks, we're through. Now let's move!
Dad, look out! I hit a drum that Dad was tied to a log and was careening out of control down a raging river of death.
All right, it's okay.
Got a mental link or something.
I mean, there's lots of hilltops, and maybe I might,
You've changed your mind? Because you know that means you're doing something nice for someone else. And you're all right with that?
Yes.
Don't shake unless you mean it.
Oh.
All right. Let's get you back to the palace.
This is the start of a beautiful friendship.
No. Thank you.
Oh, no. What did you do? What did you do, Kuzco?
Okay, once we cross this bridge, it's only an hour to the palace.
Good, because believe it or not, I think I need a bath.
Man, believe it.
What was that?
Nothing.
Oh, no.
Kuzco!
Yeah.
Quick, help me up.
No, I don't think I will.
Wow.
Thought you were a changed man.
Oh, come on. I had to say something to get you to take me back to the city.
So all of it was a lie?
Well, yeah.
Ugh.
Okay. Bye-bye.
No. Serves you. Serves you right.
Let's end this.
Ladies first.
Oh, boy. Ow. Yep. You knew this was coming, Pete. Teamwork.
Now we're gonna have to work together to get out of this, so follow my lead. Ready? Right foot.
Who's right? You're right or mine?
I don't care. Right. Left. Right.
I was really afraid he was going to screw that up.
It's a good thing you're not a big fat guy, or this would be really difficult.
Ouch.
Almost. Got it. It's stuck.
Take your time. No hurry here.
Whoa, no. Whoa, shit. That is not what I was expecting. Oh, that's a nightmare. That is such a nightmare. For a second, I was going to say that's not as bad, but no, that's probably just as bad.
Look out!
I knew it.
Knew what?
That there is some good in you after all.
I know.
Admit it.
Wrong.
Yeah.
No, I'm an evil tyrant. I'm an amoral ruler.
Talking llama?
Do tell.
He doesn't really want to talk to you.
Well, then you ask him.
Hate being in the middle. Squeaky, squeaker, squeaking.
Now ask him which way the talking llama went.
Squeakity squeak. Squeaking.
Oh! Some excellent use of Patrick Warburton in this movie.
We'll have 2 specials. Is that all right, dear?
Oh, whatever you say, Pumpkin. You know what I like.
We're on our honeymoon.
Bless you for coming out in public. Hot and crispy pill bug for the happy couple.
Hey, somebody else in the world calls him a pill bug. Wowie. Ooh.
Oh, boy.
That is not how I'm used to hanging with pill bugs.
Oh, here. Let me get that for you.
Oh boy. I used to collect them growing up, so now I feel all conflicted in this moment. I'm like, friends.
I should have done away with Kuzco myself when I had the chance.
Oh, you really got to stop beating yourself up about that.
So I'm just checking to make sure you're gonna take the main course up a notch.
Is there anything on this menu that is not swimming in gravy?
Hang on, I'll go ask the chef.
Oh no.
Hey, I didn't ask him about dessert yet.
Hey, pal, what's your policy on making special orders?
All right, Buster. That's it. You want a special order? Then you make it. I quit.
No, but I...
Oh, no.
Try and I tried.
What is he doing in there?
Come on.
In a minute, I'm still hungry.
Oh, Kuzco.
Okay, I'll make it simple for you. I'll have a spinach omelet with wheat toast. You got it?
Can do.
While you're at it, make me the special. And hold the gravy.
Check.
Can I order the potatoes as a side dish?
I'll have to charge you full price.
Hey, how about a side of potatoes? Buds, yes. Cheese, no.
Hold the cheese.
No, I want the cheese.
Cheese it is.
Cheese, me no likey.
Cheese up.
Cheese in.
Oh, come on, make up your mind.
Okay. On second thought, make my potatoes a salad.
Ugh. This is a very fun bit.
You see anything over there? There's one. You think you're on a piece of cake?
No problem, hun. We do that all the time.
What you gonna?
3, 4.
Happy birthday, all of us to you. We wish it was our birthday so we could party too. Happy birthday, and all your dreams come true. We wish it was our birthday so we could
It's your birthday!
You should know. You should know what a birthday is.
Trying to kill you.
Kill me? Their whole world revolves around me.
No, I can't let you.
What? You want to keep me stranded out here forever?
No.
All you care about is your stupid hilltop.
What?
You don't care about me now. Just get out of here. Go.
But
That's not a good argument.
What'd I do?
That
If you
sombrero,
hadn't
though.
mixed up those poisons, Kuzco would be dead now. There'd be no more diversions until we track that llama down and kill him.
Said I was sorry. Can't just let it go.
Pacha! Pacha!
Yeah. Spoke too soon, buddy. That's what you get. Oh, no. Pacha's poncho.
The peasant at the diner. He didn't pay his check.
The best employee anyone could ask for, whether you're their employer or not.
It's the peasant who I saw leaving the city who disappeared into the crowd with Kuzco on the back of his cart. He must have taken him back to his village. So if we find the village, we find him. And if we find him, we find Kuzco.
No. Oh, the shadows. That's cool. That's a very cool nuance. Huh? Aw.
You know, call me crazy for following this guy all the way out here, but as much as he tries to deny it, I know there's some good in him.
Aw.
What I said to you back at the diner, I didn't really...
So, you tired of being a llama?
Yes!
Oh.
Okay, we're just gonna stop.
Back to it.
Relatives?
Yeah, we just sent him up to your house.
What did they look like?
Well, you see, there was this big guy and this older woman who was, how would you describe her?
Scary beyond all reason.
Of course.
You know, why don't you just come back when Pacha gets home? I'm sure he'd love to show you the... Well, excuse me, won't you? I think I left something in the oven.
This is my variation of double dutch on the signal. We switch places.
How have to get back to the palace, find the lab, and change him back.
Hi there.
Oh!
That was
Llamas.
What do you mean the door is stuck? Try jiggling the handle.
There is no handle in here.
There's not? Are you sure?
All right. Tell us where the talking llama is, and we'll burn your house to the ground.
Don't you mean or?
And we'll burn your house to the ground.
Or we'll burn your house to the ground.
Well, which is it?
Great
That seems like a
Whoa.
pretty crucial conjunction.
Ooh.
I'll break it down myself. 1.
Okay, kids, you know what to do.
2.
Right, Mom?
3.
Whoa! Nice.
Okay, children, on your mark, get set, go!
Oh no!
Ow! Oh, there they go, Kronk! They're getting away!
Well, I had a great time. Let's not wait until the next family reunion to get together.
I hope he remains part of the family. Oh yeah, now we're going. Now we're grooving. Now we're getting that new groove. Take it for a walk, boys. Ah. Oh, of course. Oh yeah. Not bad. That was delightful.
Okay, why does she even have that lever?
Please remain seated and keep your arms and legs at all times.
Like Dexter's Laboratory.
Over here. It has to be one of these. Lions, tigers, bears.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Eh.
Looking for this?
Beat me to it.
No, it can't be. How did you get back here before us?
How did we, Kronk?
Well, you got me. By all accounts, it doesn't make sense.
That's a great way to explain that away.
It's called a cruel irony, like my dependence on you.
I can't believe this is happening.
Then I bet you weren't expecting this.
No!
Aha!
Oh, okay.
That was cheeky.
Where's the other guy? Yo!
Sorry, I'm late. So, what'd I miss?
Well, Yzma just tossed me this knife and asked me to, you know.
You believe it was good?
Why did I think you could do this? This one simple thing. It's like I'm talking to a monkey.
Whoa, now.
A really, really big, stupid monkey named Kronk.
Ouch.
And do you want to know something else? I've never liked your spinach puffs.
No. Oh no.
That's it. She's going down. From above, the wicked shall receive their just reward. That'll work.
We're in agreement.
That usually works.
And so does this.
Ah,
no.
Could have seen that coming.
Give me that fire.
Ooh. Uh-oh.
Clumsy me.
Take everyone.
Better hurry.
I mean,
expecting company.
it seems like you would want to label those.
Oh, wait, I'm the Emperor. It's me, Kuzco. They're not listening to me.
Just take them all.
Oh.
Get them!
Hey, I've been turned into a cow. Can I go home?
You're excused. Anyone else?
No, we're good. We're good.
We got this.
Try this one.
Pacha, little help?
No. Tortusco.
Oh, please be something with wings.
Yeah, we're flying!
Oh no.
We're not getting anywhere with you picking the vials. I'm picking the next one.
Fine by me.
Give me that one.
Yep.
Quick,
Hey.
drain the canals.
Open up.
Yay, I'm a llama again!
Nice. That's quite a nostril.
It's got to be one of these.
Oh no.
That?
This is the one. This will change it back to a human. Drink the potion!
Okay, okay. Where did it go?
No. What? Ugh. No, Pacha. Catch it.
Kuzco!
Oh no.
Kuzco! Whoa!
Save him.
Kuzco!
This is a good sequence of shots. Play up the suspense.
For the last time, we did not order a giant trampoline. You know, pal, you could have told me that before I set it up.
Of course. Oh, yeah.
The vial! You thinking what I'm thinking?
Yeah! Teamwork! Getting the job done. Yes, the neck! Oh.
I win.
What are the odds that trapdoor leading me out here?
Here, let me get this for you.
I do appreciate this motif of like randomly convenient things happening and them just explaining it away with these like fourth wall-ish comments.
You said when the sun hits this ridge just right, these hills sing. Well, pal, I was dragged all over those hills and I did not hear any singing. I'll be building my summer home on a more magical hill. Thank you.
Couldn't pull the wool over your eyes, huh?
No, I'm sharp. I'm on it. Looks like you and your family are stuck on the tuneless hilltop forever, pal.
I'm gonna go kick some other peasants out of their homes. Build my summer house.
You know, I'm pretty sure I heard some singing on the hill next to us. In case you're interested.
Aww. Neighbors!
Boom, baby!
Boom, baby!
Hey!
But if you ain't got friends and nothing's worth a fuss, a perfect world will come to be. But everybody here can see that a perfect world begins and ends.
Aww.
Did you eat the acorn?
Squeaker, squeak, squeak, squeaking.
You owe me a new acorn.
Squeak, 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 squeakers.
Squeaking.
I'm so proud of you guys.
Nice. Nicely done. That was very fun. Oh, got a very soothing track from Sting. This is an interesting song choice for the end credits because it's like so serene in a way, as opposed to the rest of the movie. Character animations, well done, guys. Wow. This is interesting too. Okay, I see. I see how they're doing this. Eartha Kitt! Eartha Kitt! Nice. Okay, I should have picked that out. Dang. Looking at these credits, too, it kind of makes me want to go and look at, other animated movies since this came out, just to see how they've changed, or go look at older ones. Like, this is cool that at least for a part of this, what they're doing is, crediting each character and who worked on each character, instead of just going by, here's the voice cast, and now here's just a bunch of animators in one big block, Clean up animation. Like, it's funny, looking at these credits, it's like you can almost learn about the process. Like, look at how many different places they sent these out to be cleaned up and whatnot. How many people worked on each different character. How many people did, like, the in-between frames. It's pretty cool. Curious what the vis effects would have been at this point in time. That's right, Sting. This is for the parents who want to chill before they got that car ride home. David Spade. I should have caught him up at the top, but David Spade, of course. Okay. This is a good call, too. I thought he was really good in this role. Like, I was never, like a big David Spade fan. Like, it depends. Sometimes he pops up in stuff I like. Sometimes he pops up in things where I'm like, eh. But I thought he did a great job here. It's a perfect choice. Cultural, background aside. God, I wish they would make movies like this again. I wish 2D animation wasn't dead in this way. I mean, I know they did, Klaus for Netflix, which I still need to check out. I've heard the animation on that is really beautiful. But I miss hand-drawn animation. Nothing after the credits. Nah, this isn't from that time. All right, that was a blast and a half. Let's talk about it. Let's do it. Guys, we did it at long last. That was a whole lot of fun. It's been a long time building up this movie. I've been aware of it since it came out, and I remember everybody around me really being jazzed on it at the time. And then, as time has gone on, it's not like the first movie anybody brings up in conversation, but I feel like it's maintained a certain level of, love in the Disney canon over all these years since it dropped originally. And I can definitely see why. It's funny, and I don't want to blaspheme here. I very much enjoyed Tangled. Greg and I checked that out just recently, and that was another movie that seemed to hail a change of pace, or at least a new kind of bar setting for Disney, or a certain direction kind of forward into a new age of filmmaking in the animated realm. And Tangled was one that came with probably an equal amount of hype. I mean, I feel like a lot of people in conversation I can think of have pointed to that movie of like, nah, that's like a great, recent Disney musical, or like that's one of the high watermarks. And I enjoyed Tangled, most certainly. But it was maybe a little overhyped for me, and I think Greg might agree with that too. Like I said, it was very charming, it was very fun, but it did feel kind of slight in a way, and didn't feel quite akin to what I had been led to expect. Whereas this, by contrast, at least for me, was sort of everything people promised me it would be. Like, this was so much fun, and this had such a great energy, and even though it is a very sort of straightforward story, and it is a very compact movie, it's only like 70 minutes or so, 72, 73 minutes, it still felt like just the right amount of time. And I don't know if that's me being conditioned by recent, Disney movies being, in that seat. If you're changing animation style, perhaps that will lead you to expect something different from the experience, and, having even more recent films in mind, like a Frozen or whatever, like that, as I recall, kind of goes more substantial in terms of how it wants to subvert expectations with the story and blah, blah, blah. But this, it felt like just the right proportion for everything they were trying to do. And from what I understand, this was, kind of segued out of a much heavier, bigger project about the Incan creation myth, right? Because this is the Incan Empire, which I don't know a ton about, but I did love the aesthetics of. I love the way they sort of realized that, even though, you've got white David Spade playing a Peruvian, which wouldn't happen now, but I thought he was terrific, and I'll get to the voice cast in a moment, but he was such a wonderful lead in this. I I know people probably talk a lot about the supporting characters, and I've never been like the biggest David Spade fan, but I thought he really well embodied the cartoon and the attitude and the journey of this character. Like, I bought all the notes of his performance from, obviously David Spade can do the smug quipping and things like that, the one-liners and the, just the wryness. This is a very wry-feeling movie. And there's a lot of, sort of absurd, but also somewhat meta. Like, I can see definitely how this hailed in sort of a new timbre for these kinds of Disney animated movies. They're aiming in a different direction with the comedy. It's a little more zany. It's a little more slapstick. Again, it's a bit more wry. There are a few more things for the parents in the crowd. Not tons. It's not going raunchy necessarily. But yeah, this, for its time, I can definitely see sort of reestablishing what the attitude is and what the humor style can be moving forward. Not to say that all the Disney movies of this era are like this, but yeah, this definitely feels like one of those shifts, whereas I think to recent times, Frozen felt like one of those shifts, but Frozen is going even more meta of we're taking our story tropes and we are confronting them and directly subverting them, whereas this is more, we're taking a different approach and a different attitude, and I appreciate that, and it's not to compare this to Frozen because it's not really fair to do that, but yeah, this felt like there's something that's less self-aware to me about the way that something like this plays versus a Frozen, where it's part of the brownie points, or you're okay, they know that we know, so they're doing something different. Whereas this is just, it's a different attitude. It's still a Disney movie at its core. There's still a really endearing journey of, this character having to, in the princess stories, perhaps there isn't as much of, this sort of, this guy who's clearly a jerk who has to learn to have a heart. Aladdin's a street thief and whatever, but he's a great guy with a heart of gold. So there are things that are different, mainly with that wryness of you have this character who is abrasive and who, is, very self-centered and is funny, but often at everybody else's expense. But yeah, having this new tone, having this, sort of more Looney Tunes-esque sort of style of abandon and slapstick and silliness applied to, the Disney I often associate with more sweeping, earnest tones. And so, yeah, this definitely feels, again, like I said, a sort of tone shift for them, but in a way that, yeah, is less self-aware than something, or there's just, I don't know, it feels a little more in earnest still, because it is not quite as far down the meta rabbit hole of, having fun, twisting and poking and see, we know, and we're changing everything up. Yeah, it just feels like it's a very natural change, even though, from what I understand, at least from the behind the scenes, that, finally getting to this version of the movie was a difficult process. But when you look at the final product, you can't really tell. Because, yeah, the animation is really beautiful. I love the way they drew the Empire, the way they realized the magic, especially in the sort of ending bits where you have all these potions going off and different creature transformations and stuff like that.
And Yzma's lab too was super cool. They almost could have leaned more into that kind of stuff for me, because it's sort of reminding me the way she's got all these beakers and tubes and fluids boiling, and they're all sort of filtered through this appropriately sort of Incan aesthetic, art style. It reminded me of some of the trippier sequences you would see in some of the other, Disney animated films that do sort of indulge in the impressionism and in the, just sort of decadence of design. Or two, that moment where, Kuzco is on the ridge and there's that morning fog, that layer of just, dewy fog, and you can see that shadow being cast, in relief of the light. Things like that, are really choice, I think.
And then getting out of the Empire and just into these lush valleys and these environments, it really made me miss. And it's funny, Pixar is often credited with, really igniting the boom of CG animated, films in this vein. And they have often said, it wasn't ever our goal to kill 2D animation. And going back and looking at this, I'm like, man, I wish Disney would make more 2D hand-drawn films today, because, yeah, just the line work and the art style really feels like moving pieces of art, and that's really just wonderful to behold and really tangible. Like, there's just something different, not to slight computer animation whatsoever. There's just something different about it, and there's something that's like really warm and rich, especially when it's done well, and especially when all the elements are coming together as well as they are here, between, again, the voices, the animation, the humor, the music. And this, I was actually surprised, and not in a bad way, it's not a gripe, but I was expecting this to be a much more music-centric film. I was expecting a full-on musical rather than something that has like a bookend set of songs by Tom Jones, which I wasn't expecting at all. But it's always fun to see Tom Jones. I love that, like, of all the singers out there, like, Tom Jones pops up in a lot of movies. And so yeah, like, I enjoyed the musical numbers that they did include. I feel like that's sort of requisite for Disney. But yeah, I was sort of surprised pleasantly that I like a good musical. But yeah, I was like, oh, okay, so this isn't so much of a musical, and it's not really about, like, I mean, you know, the Emperor has his groove, but it's not about him being a dancer or something like that. You know, like the title and just knowing it's a Disney movie sort of led me to this idea that, like, oh, it must be like about this guy finding, yeah, I don't know, some kind of dance, or like losing his ability to dance and getting it back, whatever.
And not to say that music isn't like an integral part of this movie, because the more I've thought about it and just revisited some of the footage and stuff like that, like, it does occur to me that while it's not as overt, it's more about, you know, the music of life, so to speak, you know, harmonizing with others instead of creating dissonance, you know, playing with the people around you instead of over them. I think you know, Kuzco's house, Kuzcotopia, is a good metaphor for that, and the way too in which, like, yeah, he starts out doing this big old number and he gets tripped up, and then from there kind of everything falls apart, and he ultimately has to, yeah, like, regain his groove and learn to march to a new, you know, beat. And yeah, you know, when they are escaping back to town and they're like racing Kronk and Yzma back, you know, they get that sort of like really big band kind of jazzy musical. Like, there is a lot of music in here, and I think, you know, it's not being a full-on musical makes some of that feel a little less obvious. And yeah, I think that's actually kind of a cool thing about it, because, you know, he even talks about, like, you said the hills sing, and they don't sing, you know, as he's, you know, playing up his giving, you know, or his deciding not to demolish Pacha's home and all that stuff. Just, yeah, like, I appreciated the more and more just the way music as a theme, and as just, you know, as a fan of music myself and somebody who, you know, takes a lot of musical ideas as, you know, metaphors for life and whatnot, I thought this really nicely kind of embodied that and drew a nice sort of like connection point to the character. So yeah, like I do think the title and the sort of music centrism suggested is there. It's just not in the way, it's not in the obvious way you would think. And also, I mean, shouts out to John Debney and Tom Jones and Sting and everybody else who contributed music to this, because the musical score and the music underlying the action throughout is very lively.
So yeah, I was surprised by where it went, but I was also just like really, really easily swept up. You get this, I like the choice of the narration by Kuzco, and sort of having, you know, like the irony come out through that. You know that he's obviously an unreliable narrator telling his story to be much more, you know, flattering than it actually is, and meeting him, yeah, in this state of misfortune, and then going to see how this all happened, and watching, you know, him and Yzma, you just bounce off each other, and like that, even, again, the plot is pretty straightforward. You've got a self-centered, oblivious prince who doesn't really regard anybody but himself, and, you know, he's making his summer home on somebody else's literal home, driving people out of where they live, completely ignoring or seeing past any of the concerns or legitimacies in his immediate staff and whatnot. He is, yeah, transformed, thrust out, has to go through a journey of growth and self-discovery and humbling, only to come back and, yeah, reclaim his position and become the benevolent ruler he was always meant to be. And then, yeah, you have the advisor who wants to take his role, and her, you know, dim-witted, and not dim-witted, actually, you know, assistant. Like Kronk, oh my god, like, Yzma and Kronk are really terrific. And that's another thing I thought was really great about this movie, was the four main characters, or the two main pairs, if you want to put it that way, are so well realized. I mean, I really enjoyed the character designs as well as the ways in which the voice actors complemented them. And yeah, you have a really charming straight man and funny guy dynamic between, you know, sort of an odd couple dynamic between Pacha and Kuzco. And yeah, like Pacha's so sweet and thoughtful, and he's got his family and everything, and yeah, he's trying to kind of help Kuzco see the error of his ways and how he could be better towards people and how he could use his power to make things better for everybody. And then yeah, you've got Kuzco, who's obviously Kuzco, and then on the other side of that equation, and on the other side of the, you know, protagonist antagonist spectrum, you have Yzma and Kronk, who are so funny to get. Like, they're both scene stealers and they both work really well together. Like Eartha Kitt and Patrick Warburton, just mwah. Like between her, like she fully, like her voice, and that's why I was expecting, you know, like more music, because, you know, obviously Eartha Kitt is a singer as well, and I would have loved to have heard her pipes on this. You know, not to slight Tom Jones and Sting, but yeah, like their performances together combined with the animation of those characters, especially Yzma, with just this like crazy witchy but also sort of like lounge singery, you know, like slinky dress kind of quality. Like, I really enjoyed the way that they realized that character, and yeah, it was just a perfect meld of voice actors with animation and all the different bits, especially with Kronk. Like, Kronk is perhaps like the biggest scene stealer of them all, because yeah, in some ways, like he's good-natured and a little naive, so that can make him come off dim-witted or serve the role of a dim-witted character in certain moments, but he's also like hyper competent and like a total renaissance man, which is just hilarious when it comes to like communicating with squirrels and hearing Patrick Warburton's voice just like squeak squeak squeaking. You know, like his again, Patrick Warburton, like you've heard his voice everywhere by now, and you know, at this point in time in the current day, he's fucking everywhere. You know, he's in so many things and he's so many characters, here it was just like a tour de force of his like quintessential Patrick Warburton-ness, you know, but perfectly applied. And yeah, like watching him step into the kitchen and taking everybody's orders as the cook, and you're like, oh, here it comes. He's going to get overwhelmed. Oh, no, wait, he's actually completely on top of it. Things like that. His whole devil and angel bit, too. Like, again, that's like such a well-worn trope. But it was hilarious to hear his take on it and to hear the way, like, you know, you've got his voice all pitch shifted and everything. But, too, just the way that those three even interact and the way that motif grows by the end, like, is so satisfying. And even the way, like, they use jokes and stuff like that to fill plot, like that whole thing about, like, how did we get back here before you? And he pulls up the map and he's like, yeah, it literally makes no sense. And, you know, it's like things like that. Like, yeah, they're literally just, like, fixing a plot hole by calling out the plot hole, and it's partly due, I think, to his perfect delivery of something like that really, you know, makes you laugh with it instead of going, cheating, you know? So yeah, like the way all of them sort of interact with each other and the way the story goes, you know that Kronk ultimately probably will end up in some better place that more serves his unique talents as well as just his good nature. So that was really nice to see him like training the next generation of scouts. And yeah, you know, Kuzco ultimately deciding to make his summer home not on top of Pacha's home, but on top of, you know, an adjacent unoccupied space so that they can be buddies and neighbors. Like, that's really heartwarming. And yeah, like, you know, you kind of know a lot of the places the plotting is going to go, but I thought every place they went in order to get there was pretty interesting. And yeah, you get your time sort of out in the wilderness, out in the elements. Again, that great thing where he's like alone and surrounded by the eyes and everything. And yeah, you have your sort of, you know, in the elements chase as they are, you know, sort of tracking Pacha and Kuzco down and trying to follow their trail. And, you know, yeah, coming into close proximity. Like, they made a lot of really great bits and really fun tension, like comedic tension, out of having them both show up at the little, you know, diner place, and then later on having them back at the, you know, back in the, you know, the I don't want to call it a castle. It's not a castle. The palace, I'll say. You know, they're back there and they have that bit with the last vial. And I thought that was something, too, that made for a both really funny slapstick routine that just kept on going, but didn't get tedious, in my opinion. It kept getting funnier the more it went, but also the more it drove up the tension, because you know that it is important that they get this back and they don't lose it. It's the only one. It's the only one that can turn Kuzco back to the way he's supposed to be. And yeah, like, again, it's a testament to the animation, and from what I understand about the previous project that this came out of, that was going to be a much heavier, more serious musical movie. And so to see this go in the complete opposite direction and do it so successfully, and to so successfully embody the bombast, but also, like, it splits the difference really nicely. It's got the bombast and the slapstick and the sight gags and things like that of a more sort of no, it's not. It's Chuck Jones, not Chuck Berry. Like a Chuck Jones or just like a Looney Tunes kind of thing. But mixed with a certain amount of that Disney heart. Like, you know that heart is underneath and is going to be revealed as the movie goes. And I think, yeah, like, for the time this came out, this is a nice tweak on the Disney formula that, yeah, I can see how, like, this even feels fresh to me now. Because, yeah, I mean, even though there's a different sense of humor that has obviously been influenced by this and by the rest of pop culture moving past this does feel like a more direct, like, nah, this is like a, you know, like a snappy, punchy comedy. And I really, really appreciated that. And again, hats off to David Spade. Like, again, me, not the biggest David Spade fan. It sort of depends on the project, and this is definitely a win project. Like, I loved what he did with pretty much everything in this. Like, I thought he really well embodied the character, and he made me laugh a bunch of times with his subtle and quirky deliveries and things like that. And that was really gratifying, you know, along with the, you know, voice actors who you know are going to do a great job. Like, something like that, I was like, oh, interesting. Like, that's fun. I didn't fully pick it out at first, and I might not have, and that's always a nice surprise. So yeah, I think that's those are my thoughts, at least for right now. You know me, I could always go for an hour on these things, but it's, you know, it's a Disney movie. It's the Emperor's New Groove. We don't need to be here all day. So yeah, leave me your thoughts on this. Let me know what you know, I mean, I imagine a lot of you probably saw this when it first came out or saw this as part of your childhood. So just let me know what your experience with the film is like, what some of your favorite moments are. Just, yeah, anything and everything you want to share, I am happy to take in, because sharing is caring. And yeah, thanks for joining me. These have been really fun to do, these solo movie reactions. I mean, I always love reacting to stuff with Greg and checking stuff out with Greg, but yeah, getting this opportunity to, you know, fill in the gaps in my own music viewing history, or sorry, movie viewing history, you know, is always appreciated. It's always a treat. And yeah, I hope you all are doing well, and I'll catch you for the next one. Much love, and as always, cheers. Pandemic Jones, Pandemic, I miss you, buddy. If there's any emperor that I would follow around, you know, in a cool, you know, what do you call that, map montage thing, you know, all throughout the lands on your self-growth journey, it would be you, Pandemic. I miss you, buddy. You're a sweet guy already, though. You just arc into a sweeter guy. That would be your character arc for this movie. But yeah, I hope you're doing well, and miss you on the live streams. We got to get some more live streams going so that we can hang once more. But dude, always appreciate your support. It always brings me some joy. It puts a smile on my face when I see your little profile pic, or when I see you leaving a comment, or when I see you pop up. You just make me feel good, my friend. So I hope you're doing well. And yeah, we'll catch you next month. Stay sexy. And hey, keep the groove on. Gotta make a groove joke somehow. I don't know. You love you, but you get it.